This here is a rock. This here is a rock. Crushed and pulverized through millions of years of rock melting planet stuff. Not dug out of the ground with my bare hands, unfortunately. They are part of the path in front of my house. However, I thought these looked really cool, and I decided that I would try and make them into a megalith beast. Let's see if it works, shall we? Who knows? Oh, let's go!
Hey everybody, it's Dan's Monsters here again with another Monster Bomb Art Club video. Who's this guy? A Megalithian. We all become a bit more apparent as we get on, if you fancy hanging around anyway. You can see from the sketchbook on the left, that's where I got the idea from to continue with this. That's a Posca black pen, by the way. So, a Megalithian, what's a Megalithian? Well, a giant ancient monster that's made of stone, inspired by my trip to the Isle of Mull, which will all become apparent as the video comes along, and I'll even add some holiday snaps perhaps to add to that, shall we? That would be good. Would you like to see that? I don't know, including a giant rock that was thrown by a giant. Anyway, a giant rock thrown by a giant, what does that mean? Oh, I don't know. So there's my child's watercolour set. It's not a child's watercolour set. I know it looks like one, but it isn't, I promise you. And then you've got the really cheap one on the right. That's terrible, isn't it? I'm adding laser blue to get it to look a bit like the colour of the rock there on the right that I'm sort of basing the ideas on. Anyway, I shall go to that more in detail. I have an announcement to make. Intermission time! The Daily Monster Sale. Anybody who follows me on Substack and Instagram will know that I pretty much draw a monster every single day. I've got drawers full of them. What am I going to do with them? I've put them on sale. $1.99 each. Check out my Ko-Fi store. I will send them to anywhere in the world. $1.99 plus postage. Get your extra value Daily Monster here. Bye! Right, let's get back to it, shall we? As you can see, I have finished off the layering of the watercolour there, and I've also moved the child's watercolour set and other things. Look, oh, I'm going mad here, look, bits of paper everywhere. So, where is this guy from? So, the idea I got whilst we were on holiday on the Ross of Mull, we visited a very rocky course, and you have these basalt-shaped rocks that are formed through like pressure of the rock being forced out of the ground. I think that's it anyway. And if you've ever visited the Isle of Staffa, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I'll put some photos around anyway. So, and I was just inspired by these giant rocks, the shapes and the forms, and as you know, I like big angular shapes and things like that, and I just had this idea about what if they were actually alive under there. Certainly when we go and see stone circles, we went to visit a couple of stone circles and megaliths whilst we're on Mull, and I had this oh, there's a hairdryer. Oh, look at him go. And I had this idea of this almost Easter Island thing of what if these creatures are like millions and billions of years old, and they just sort of wake up every few thousand years to see what's going on in the world, probably smash stuff up. But when they go to sleep, they're like parts of mountains, or they're under these stone circles, or the stone circles could be fingers, or the top of the head, or part of the shoulder. I was just massively inspired by everything where I went around, to the point of fact that I've done a few more sketches of these Megalithians, which are forged in an age where gods were just mere babies. And I'm going to take it a little bit further and build a bit of lore around it. So that's something to look forward to if you want. Not necessarily, obviously. Might not be your thing. Geology, I loved geology when I was at school, but I couldn't do the science because it was, I don't know, I just couldn't do it. And if geology is not your thing, you're probably going to think this is really boring. But honestly, rocks are fascinating. I'm also fascinated about this idea of humans building these big megaliths in these stone circles and these burial mounds, you know, and inspired and working in harmony with the nature around them. I think it's just a fascinating thing. And of course, how terrified of the dark they probably would be. Because no electric lights, and they didn't have a phone or anything like that. They just had to wander around with a burning stick. And if that ran out, who's going to get you? Who's hiding? Who's hiding under that rock? Who's hiding in that forest? So I was fascinated by these things and these old gods, these ancient things that we don't really know a lot of, I suppose. So yeah, I thought, let's get on. Let's try a painting. So I took I did a lot of sketches whilst I was away, and then I took some of the rock. Oh, can you see the detail there? So I've just used a bit of acrylic paint here to start popping the detail out. I wanted to try and get it to get a more sort of rough rock look. Of course it doesn't look like a rock, but what I should have really done is I should have actually added some texture in it by adding some grit or some sand in it. That's for next time. Anyway, when we were on Mull, we managed to walk around this coast. We also went and walked to the Isle of Iona, across to the other side, where the St. Columba was meant to land. And there's a giant rock in the middle of this beach, just this giant rock formation that apparently is the first place where Columba touched when he landed in Scotland. Incredible, you know. And these are the things that just absolutely blew my mind. And then when I went over to where we were staying and the bay, there's a giant rock that's cracked in half. And apparently this was thrown by Fingal. It's called Fingal's Rock. It was thrown by Fingal the Giant from Ireland. When it landed in the sea, it smashed on the coast and a big crack. Again, I'm going to put a picture up here. It's fascinating. But all these old legends about these old things, these giant rocks everywhere, it just blow my mind. So I thought, yeah, you know what? I'm going to crack on and do something about that. And here he is. There he is in all his lovely detail. Splattered up with that beautiful background, which I did with wet paper. Oh wow, amazing. So I'm using the Kuretake pen here to add some details. I could have probably left the painting thinking about it, but I wanted to get these big, deep, dark shapes and sort of crevasses in the rock to really, really stand out. Like I said, to do more of them using various pens and just various little bits of detail. And I think it came out okay. I don't know. Oh, I need a brew. Hang on, let me just have a coffee. So the idea just kept flowing out. And like I said, there's even the tale that I found out of a rock called the Hag, which I can't remember where it was now, but I will find out about it. Which was this giant rock that when the sea, what level it was on, it could destroy a boat. Whoa, a boat! Take you to the depths of the ocean. So anyway, here I am, adding some more finer details to this, of course. Nearly at the end, I believe. I'm speeding it up there. Can you see how those cracks are really coming out? That is what I wanted to get. Those dark, deep fissures in the rock. And I can't wait to carry on with more of these. Anyway, I hope everybody's enjoying this video. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming along. Thanks for the support so far. I'm going to try and get a few more out. I always say that, don't I? I always say that, and then I end up never doing. Absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, here we are, adding the finer details, and I think I really made it pop. Blue, bit of watercolour there to try and get that blue out. Might be a bit too blue. I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave in the comments, notes. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the video. Follow me for more videos. Follow me for more absolute tosh nonsense like this, because I'm terrible at voiceovers. But please, the more people would like and subscribe or share it with your friends, and of course go and check out my Ko-Fi shop. That'd be even better. Oh, I've signed it. I've had enough there. Look at that. What's going on? Oh, here we are tearing off of the paper. We love it. Thanks guys, see you later.
Oh, you've made it to the end.